welcome to Behind the Game podcast. I'm your host, Aaliyah Williams, and today we're here with my volleyball club teammate,
Aubrey Rodriguez. I play for Texas United, and I'm a DS Libero.
We're going to start with the questions. So how did you first get into volleyball?
Well, my mom used to play when she was a teenager, so she kind of mentioned to me about it, and I thought it would be fun to try. So I started doing developmental classes, and then I just kept going from there.
So like what age group were you when you first started?
11s.
So what moment did you realize that you were like actually good at volleyball and that you wanted to keep playing?
When I first joined for mini club, I made the highest team, so that was just kind of like, whoa, I felt really shocked about it, and that just made me want to keep playing more.
What did you tell yourself, like your first ever game playing on the club? What did you tell yourself to like get you through that game?
I just told myself, like, don't care about the mistakes. It's your first time, and that you still have more time to grow, and just to, not get in your head.
So do you think your point of view changed, like mindset wise, from back then when you first started playing and now since you played for some time?
My mindset has changed a lot. I used to be really scared to play, and I was just always scared to make a mistake, but now I've kind of learned that like mistakes are going to happen, you just have to like push through them.
So how do you handle pressure when it's a big game, the game is really close, and you know that all eyes are on you, especially when you're serving the ball?
I kind of just ignore all the eyes around me, and I just kind of focus on the game really, and just kind of think about like go through the movements and stuff, and talk to myself kind of sometimes.
Like when you have bad games, do you ever like go home, think about it, and think about how you can get better for the next week?
I always think about it. I always kind of like think of what I did bad and what I did good, and just kind of think what I should do in practice next week.
You take those into practice and try to focus a little bit more on what you messed up on in those games?
Yes, I do that all the time. Sometimes I'll talk about it with my coach, but it just kind of depends.
What's one skill in volleyball that you think most people won't really focus too much on, that you still think is very important?
I would say serving and passing, because serving is just like the start of the game, and then passing is just everyone should know how to pass, just because everyone does it in all the games. You never know what could happen.
You also think that like if you serve the ball and you miss it, so that can cost you a lot of points and you constantly lose the game. So that's probably another reason why you would say?
Yes.
So if you were able to add one rule into volleyball, like any game, it could be beach volleyball, it could be court volleyball, whatever volleyball, what rule would you want to add?
So if it's like a really hard ball, you're so close to getting it, I would say you can be allowed to like let the ball bounce once and then pick it up back after, and it'll still count as like keep going as a rally.
I would say probably if it's like, that's actually a really good one. Because I was going to try and think of another one to add on, but I don't think I can. What do you do outside of practice to help you get better?
I go outside in my backyard, and I just started giving myself down balls on my rebounder, and I really just focus on my form most of the time.
So if a beginner was to start playing, what is some advice that you would give them?
I would give them the advice to like, if you're not good at the start, there's still a bunch of time to get progress in it, and you can get better, and just to really focus on your form, because that's what starts like all the skills.
And what's one skill that you think they should focus on first?
Serving, because serving just gets you a lot of points in the game, and yeah.
What's something that a coach told you that stuck with you for a long time?
That mistakes can happen, but it's just how you prove yourself after it.
Do you think it's like from one of your recent coaches or from your
it's from my coach I have right now.
What's something that you've been taught in volleyball to help you get mentally stronger?
I've been taught to like keep a strong mindset no matter how hard the game gets, and no matter like if your teammates start doing playing bad, just to keep the energy up and to just keep playing how you play.
So what's something that motivates you the most, and why does it motivate you the most?
Well, what motivates me the most is probably just like that feeling of winning after a tough game, getting to see the excitement on your teammates' faces and just have that feeling of like excitement in you.
It's just like having fun at the same time.
Yeah.
So what's your biggest goal in volleyball right now?
My biggest goal in volleyball right now is to make the high school team for freshmen, and just to be able to prove myself that freshman year and hopefully get up to JV varsity the next year.
So what are all of the positions that you played throughout your years, if you can remember all of them? And what do you think is your favorite?
I've been a setter, a hitter, and a DS libero, and my favorite is DS libero because you get to just like dive and roll, and like it's just really fun to play. Yeah.
I'll probably add that because I've also been a setter and a DS, and then I've been a hitter sometimes. Like for school, I normally just play all around. So I feel like having that libero position is fun because it's more like you can practice a lot of different things when you're a libero. Instead of like setting, you can just like
use your hands.
Exactly, and it's a lot of things that you could do as a libero. So what's more pressure for you, serving or receiving?
Receiving, because I feel like you never know how the serve is gonna be. So when the ball comes to you, you just have to like move your feet, and it's just like your teammates are relying on you to get the ball and serve receive. While serving, it's just like if you get an ace, and like it's kind of like a free point.
So what's one major difference between club volleyball and school volleyball?
I would say school volleyball is more like predictable at the school, since you kind of like know like if schools are like good or bad and stuff. It's more predictable, but club, there's a bunch of more girls that have way more different levels of volleyball than school does.
Would you say that's like another reason why club volleyball is more pressure than school volleyball?
Yes.
What does it take for a club team to really stand out, like during a game or before or after a game?
I would say it's like how much energy they have on the court. If they have low energy, then most teams, I think they're just gonna like be able to just beat you like that. But when you have a lot of energy on the court and you're loud, it gets the other teams like scared and stuff. So I would say having energy.
So what do you think is your biggest strength and your biggest weakness?
I would say my biggest strength is I would like cheering on my teammates, just like for them individually, not as just a team, but also just like make sure that they know that like I'm there for cheering for them and stuff. And then my biggest weakness is like I'm loud on the sidelines, but I'm not loud like in the court. So I kind of I'm always quiet, so I just need to be louder on the court.
You think that's something you're gonna try to work on?
Yes.
So what do you think is your hardest moment in volleyball?
My hardest moment is like if we're going to 3 sets and it's like a tough fight for that third set, and I miss up like the game point for the other team. I feel like it's all my fault that we lost, even though it's a whole team. But I feel like since I was the last point, it was like mostly my fault.
I feel like that's a big one, especially with younger athletes, because younger athletes, they normally just start, and I feel like they would use that and try to make it seem like, oh, I'm not good at this anymore, I shouldn't do this anymore, and I should quit. And I just think that's something that everybody can work on, not just like young athletes, everybody. What's something that teammates do that can make or break the whole team? It could be like during the game or like just as a character thing.
When they get in their head, it kind of messes up with the whole team. If they start getting like mad at themselves, it kind of just brings the whole team's energy down. And then blaming their mistakes on others. Just because you're having a bad game doesn't mean that like it's the passer's fault or the setter's fault. You just have to work through it. So I would say those two.
So if your team is losing momentum, like if y'all having a good game in the beginning and y'all win the first set, y'all go to the second set and y'all aren't doing as well as y'all did, how do you help the team get back to where they started?
I start by like on the court, I start being way more encouraging. I start telling them like it's okay, just push through, like first to 5, first to 10. And I just start encouraging them a lot more than the first set. And I start telling them like, to like lock in and stuff, and yeah.
So what are some good and bad habits that you have, and how can you improve your bad habits?
My good habits are, I would say I try to go for every ball that I can. No matter if it seems hard, I try my best to just go for it. So I'd say that's a good habit because it's allowed me to like kind of be like, oh, I can actually get that ball. My bad habit would be that I don't talk, and also like when I'm passing, I just kind of, I don't really move my feet. I just kind of like stick my arms out however I want, and I just like raise them, even though it's not the right form, but I try.
So during high pressure games, do you feel like you would rather be in a high pressure game than like a low pressure game?
Yes, because I feel like when you have a high pressure, like, the intensity kind of builds up in you, and it makes you want to just like keep playing more and more. It makes you want to try harder.
And go for more balls and just be louder like on the court and just having more fun. What do you do before you serve, or like that the next play is about to be like a really big play? That's something like if you're having a bad game and you want to do better in the next play to keep the play in motion, what's something that you tell yourself before the ball comes up your net?
I tell myself to just go for it because you never know. Like if it's a line ball, just go for it because you never know what kind of up you can get, and just to make sure you keep in control of the play.
So what separates players from doing better and doing worse? Like if you start the season off good and you get worse, or if you start the season off bad and you get better, what do you think makes that change?
Well, from going from good to bad, it's just they start to lack in practice and they don't put in as much effort. But from going from bad to good, they're growing and they're actually putting in effort and actually trying to get better at the sport instead of just doing like the minimum that you can do.
So from a personal standpoint, do you think that you got better from last season to this season, or do you think there's something that changed?
I think I've definitely gotten better. I've been more in control of my passes. I've learned to how to dive more and just be more comfortable on the court and actually move my feet.
So have you ever been surprised during the play if you just went for all the balls, you got all the balls up? Have you ever been surprised wow, I actually just did that? I actually just kept the play I just kept the play in motion. Have you ever been surprised?
Yes, all the time. And after the ball, I just feel so happy that I actually got to get it up like that. And I just know my coach and that my teammates are proud of me.
So how do you feel when the game is on the line and you're about to go serve for game point? How do you feel? How do you stay calm?
I do feel a lot of pressure and I am scared, but I just remind myself that it's just 1 point and just you never know what's gonna happen and just keep playing.
I got onto that because when you're at the line, it's and some people have certain routines. I think that you should just stay to that routine, because if that routine helps you and it helps you stay calm, I think you should just stay to that. Take a deep breath before you serve and just focus on the ball and not the people around you. What's something that you think young athletes do to slow their progress?
Kind of like you said earlier, when they mess up, they think that okay, now that I'm messing up a lot, it's just not the sport for me. But you never know, progress can happen after practicing more, and so you can grow as a player and you can end up being good at the sport and enjoying it instead of just quitting earlier because you're not good at it the first couple of times.
So overall, what do you think that volleyball has taught you in a sport standpoint and in life?
Volleyball has taught me to stay focused, to work as a team, and just because something bad happened doesn't mean that it's over. And just to keep playing and to keep pushing if things get hard.
So would you say that volleyball helped you communicate more in general, or do you think it was just something to connect with people more?
I would say a little bit of both. More though, getting to know people and communicating with people, because it just allows you to grow a special bond with new people that you never met, and it gives you more social skills to get out and create new bonds with people on your team.
Okay. Well, those are some really good answers, and that's the end of the first part of the questions. So in a few, we'll be back with the lightning round questions. Okay, we're back and we're about to start the lightning round questions. It's basically a round, well, y'all should know by now, but it's a round that I ask this or that questions, and you have about 3 to 5 seconds to answer each one and answer them the best that you can. So let's get right into it. Offense or defense?
Offense.
Front row or back row?
Back row.
Serving or receiving?
Serving.
Club or school volleyball?
Club.
Strict coach or chill coach?
Chill coach.
Pressure or no pressure?
Pressure.
Winning or improving?
Improving.
Play safe or take risks?
Take risk.
Loud gym, quiet gym?
Loud gym.
Start strong or finish strong?
Finish strong.
Motivated by support or by doubt?
Sport.
Compete with others or compete with yourself?
Compete with myself.
Overthink or trust your instincts?
Trust my instincts.
One piece of advice I have for the young audience is
to keep going no matter how hard it is, or if you struggle in something, to just keep pushing through it, because you can progress a lot over time, and just to make sure that you continue to keep putting in effort to get better.
So that's the end of the lightning round. That's the end of this episode. And I really hope y'all enjoy. So now I'm going to give Aubrey the chance to shout out her Instagram so y'all can go follow her.
Obs.rut_volleyball.
And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment, and do everything you need to do so we can get higher and higher and higher and higher. And until next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.